Hello and welcome to Broadening Your Horizons. This is a episode on CES, the conference in Las Vegas. It's a technology company kind of gathering of to show off the latest gadgets. And I'll be talking about some of the ideas, thoughts, and feelings on how we can approach, or how I've approached some of the stories and some of the latest gadgets that are coming out, and how I see technology going in the future. I've also made a video on the kind of latest kind of news stories over the past kind of month, and kind of broke those down to a degree, and that's on a separate video going out at the same time of this. So if you could watch that as well, that'd be grateful. So this is first one that Samsung has kind of was at this CES conference in Las Vegas, I believe. Consumer Electronics Show. So it's showing off electronics in 2014, the latest technology, which you're going to see everywhere. But where it's going is incredible. I mean, this one that you're seeing now at the top thing, you can see phones become tricorder and stun gun. I mean, seriously, do we need stun guns on a phone adapter type thing? I really don't think so. I mean, the only use I can see this being is for a female who goes out a lot on the town to get drunk, and she doesn't want to get attacked on the way home. Other than that, it is a self-defense weapon, and it's a weapon, but it can't. Things like this, it's difficult because I don't believe in censorship, but at the same time, elements like this, I can just see idiots on the street stun gunning people, and it being some craze. But ultimately, I think education lies with the answer to supporting people if that ever comes to light. But this is more serious topic of a smart home service. Everything to do with smart is totally and utterly wrong. Smartphones, smart meters, smart homes, smart cars. I don't mean the brand smart cars, I mean smart cars as in automated cars that can maybe say park themselves, they can drive themselves, these type of things I don't think are the bee's knees. I mean, considering we have just enormous prices for public transport in the UK, and it's just incredible. I mean, for me to travel probably about 60 miles on the train will cost me about £100. So they want to sync all your devices in your home to your smartphone, and they want you to be able to put the dinner in the oven pre-prepared, and so when you're coming home you can flick the switch on the oven, and you come home to a nice warm house where you flick the switch on the heating. The fact that we already have devices like that in the home where you can press the button and change it to a certain time to when you know you're going to be in the house. You don't need to do it wirelessly. It's the wirelessness of the device that is a danger. Wireless devices are quite destructive. It decreases sperms, it increases cancer rates. It's just as destructive as using a mobile phone to your ear. It's really, we don't know enough about the technology, long-term effects of technology, to know enough of this. So this smartwatch app where you can, has a real privacy privacy aspect to it, where all the data is being collected. So, for instance, you have a smart fridge that can tell you all sorts of information according to your. I mean, one of the devices was, for instance, a device where you can take your blood pressure. It can take all sorts of kind of metabolism information, and in some ways that may be a good device. I'm not sure. I'd have to see the device. If it's to do with health benefits, maybe. But then, who's recording that data? Where is that data going? Is it going to private companies, or is it going to your doctor, for instance? I mean, I can imagine it would be quite good to have, for instance, people who are cancer patients, let's say, and have health problems quite consistently, to have these devices. However, I wouldn't advocate the average person on the street needing one because they want to keep an eye on their health. It's, we get to a point where, why do we need these devices in our lives? Can we live without technology? If we keep on having technology the whole time, when is it going to stop? Or are we just going to have bombardment of technology? Not only that, is that technology only has a certain lifespan, and we are destroying the earth by consuming its resources. If we keep consuming and these technological devices, I mean, you see pictures of third world countries of fields full of old technology, and it just gets binned. Even fairly new technology. I mean, I'm sure there's landfills full of iPhones and things like that. Some of the latest ones. So the tech firms are really going full stream ahead, and the aim. I'm not sure if I've got another slide here. That was it. The idea of a iCam HD connect to Skype and view your baby. This technology is, to be honest, still is actually out there now. I know some people who have these type of technology, but I've heard that some people have hacked into these baby monitors and actually spoken to the baby and kind of really seriously infringed on people's privacy. But also you have smart lighting systems where people can't be bothered to get up and actually turn a switch on and off. They need everything wireless, and it's this wireless aspect. It's all labelled smart ovens, smart lighting systems, smart this, smart that. It's not smart. It's really thick or really intelligent pieces of technology. The TVs are having cameras already built in. So eventually we're going to get to a stage where you can only buy a TV if it has a camera inside it, and that's hugely worrying because cameras can obviously be operated externally, and this is one plus point. They're saying, oh well, if there's cameras in your house, if people break in, then you can keep an eye on your property when you're out of the house. Well, I'm sorry, but I've never wanted to do that in my entire life, so why would I want to do it now? And I'm sure other people feel the same. Have a security system in your house, but you don't need to hook every single device to alert you if somebody opens it when you don't want to. It's just crazy. The paranoia in people is just and laziness to secure your own home without having to have hundreds and hundreds of devices to contact you. Again, where does this all stop? And even Galaxy Gear smartwatch. Is there anything smart again with it? I'm not too sure. Anyway, trying to carry this on. Where does it all lead? The Internet of Things. This is something also I need to give tribute to. UK column. The Internet of Things. Now, this is kind of a really red flag because we're getting into an age where everything needs to be tracked, traced. It's all to do with control, and this is what this kind of green movement was about in the first place, saying, oh, well, you need to cut down on carbon, you need to cut down on your pollution, you need to cut down on this and this and this, but consume the technologies around you every 5 minutes, and here's the latest iPhone, but you need to stop consuming, but here's this device and that device to stop your consumption, and it really doesn't make sense. It's totally contradictory because it's meant to be about control. So you have people like Cisco, like this company Mckinsey and company. Now this was quite shocking when I found this. This is one company that's looking or researching the Internet of Things. So going through the first point that they said, that they want to track behaviour through the Internet of Things. They want to understand your behaviour, why you do what you do. Can we control you and manipulate you to do what you do? And can we track you, literally track you where you are and what you're doing, how you're feeling at that moment? And it's all labelled as either security or it's labelled as standard kind of practice. It's like, well, yeah, but this is the latest thing, so we all need to be doing this. It's keeping up with technology, and you're behind the times if you're not tracking everything that you do. So this is this crazy thing that we're all being asked to track ourselves, and yet what we're actually doing is giving information to these private corporations who make a hell of a lot of money off of gathering data to manipulate us through marketing. It's the 21st century propaganda campaigns of, it's how propaganda came about, is through manipulating people's minds. And one of these things is the RFID chip, or tags as they like to call them now, probably. And this is great, apparently. It's the latest thing. One of the agendas is they want an RFID chip in everyone, and the RFID chip will track you. And I actually put on, I'll put it up on now, this year they said they want RFID chips in dogs by a certain amount of time, I can't remember. And I kind of said to that, well, the next it will be prisoners, people who have committed crime, and then there'll be truanters, like children who keep truanting from school. We need to track you through an RFID chip system. And actually in schools at the moment, in some places in America, they're trying to get ID cards with RFID chips in them. They want tracking, and they have them in your passports now. A lot of my passport has an RFID chip in it. I don't know if you can ask for one not to have an RFID chip in them. And actually, in airport scanners, they have iris scanners to scan your eyes. And actually, your eyes are actually more important than your thumbprints. I've heard that it contains a hell of a lot more data. You can pick up a lot more data through your eyes than you can a thumbprint. It contains a lot more information. So in summary, they have 6 points on here. I urge you to actually go to the link. This is what the whole thing has been going towards, is of this whole talk. It's about tracking behavior, enhancing situational awareness, sensor-driven detection analysis, assisting human decision making through deep analysis and data visualization. That's the thing. You can create computer algorithms to predict people's movements, and then kind of manipulate society around that. And process optimization, optimized resource consumption. So making sure that people don't use too much resources, and if you do, we're tracking you, so we know what you're consuming, and you have no choice but to buy the items. This is what consolidating the corporations is all about. Once you consolidate all corporations, you can only buy the items that you find important in these certain corporations. And actually, although some corporations are acting under certain names, a lot of them do have ties in terms of, working with government even. And sorry, the last one is complex autonomous systems. Sorry, and sorry, I'm reading this from a distance. I can't really see it. And automated control in open environments with great uncertainty. Brilliant. I'm going to carry on with this idea. I've actually been keeping an eye on this for some time now, and I was meaning to do one video on this to begin with, but since this CES conference, they've really rolled it out big time, and this is going to be the biggest thing this year, I think. And if we don't have a somewhat of a revolution, a change in people's behaviours, in people's perception of how they interact with the world, we are going to go down a very large slippery slope, and the only light at the end of the tunnel, is a train coming. So thank you for listening, and I honestly urge you to research this further. Please subscribe, and please, if you've now got to the end of this video, so you have to like the video, because you've got to the end of it, and I congratulate you. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you next time.